The housing market in the Northwest is nuts right now. Are you a buyer out there trying to get your offer accepted and need some tips? Well, we're talking about that right now. Hi there, I'm Kari Ray Davis with Keller Williams and Kari Sells the City. Here on my channel, I'm here to give you helpful tips about the real estate market as well as the amazing, beautiful Northwest. Please check back every Wednesday for new topics of interest. Today we are talking about getting our offer accepted in this crazy housing market. The real estate market in the Northwest is bananas right now. It is just crazy. Even us agents are getting whiplashed with what's happening. It's a combination of low interest rates, buyers wanting to not live in communal environments any longer, as well as the opportunity to work from home for many of our employers. It's created this huge rush of people looking for homes, and there's just not much inventory. So it is a seller's market for sure. And homes in the Northwest right now are being bid up by tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not just tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. How do you stand out? How do you tailor the best offer possible? Number one, get a pre-inspection and a sewer scope. Getting an inspection ahead of making an offer will give you the opportunity to make sure that the house is what you think it is and that it doesn't have any major problems that you can't deal with. You're in a situation where you're going to be taking this home warts and all. So it's really a decision, are you going to make an offer and accept it as is, or are you not going to make an offer? Because you do not get a chance to negotiate at this point in the transaction when you do a pre-inspection. This will eliminate your inspection contingency at your offer. Number two, your financing. Are you able to waive it? How confident are you in your job? If you're confident that your job is secure and that you can take the risk of not having a financing contingency, waiving that, it's going to look good to a seller for sure. Another thing, if you can't waive financing, then how much are you putting down? The type of loan that you have, as well as how much you're putting down, is going to be looked at closely. So put down as much as you can. Number three, your earnest money. So usually earnest money deposit, when you put an offer in, is 2 to 3% of the purchase price of the home. When it's competitive, you might want to offer more than that. The earnest money is a way to show the seller how earnest you are, and putting a big deposit down could make you look better compared to other buyers. Another tactic is potentially releasing the earnest money to the seller early or a portion of it early. That can get them excited, letting them know that they're going to have money in their pocket the day after they accept their offer. Now, there could be a risk. If the deal falls apart, you may not necessarily be able to get that money back. So it's a tactic to use when you're super confident about the house and the strategy you're using to try and get it. It could help you win the deal. Number four is your offer amount and your escalation. So when I'm in a competitive scenario with buyers, I usually suggest offering a little bit over asking right out of the gate. Sometimes that might cinch the deal if nobody else does that. If you are going to put an escalator in, you want to look at what your ceiling height is for your escalator, what's the maximum amount of money you're willing to offer, as well as your escalation increments. Now, when it comes to the maximum amount, the question I ask my clients is, what are you willing to lose it at? If you find out that a homeowner gets it for X amount of dollars and it's to the point where it's too high for you and you feel okay with it, then that's where you're comfortable losing the house at. When it comes to your escalation increments, I like odd numbers, usually anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 to $7,000 increments to help get you up to that ceiling. Number five is having money for an additional down payment. Now, this is coming into play quite heavily right now in our market here in Seattle and Tacoma. Homes are getting bid up much, much, much higher than asking. It's shocking, actually. So a lot of the time, if you do not have a 22A deed, you may not get the offer. So this money is aside from your down payment and from your earnest money. And it's basically money set aside for you to put in towards a low appraisal. That way, if the home ends up coming in with an appraisal less than the amount that you've settled on with your seller, you have some funds set aside, letting the seller know that you're willing to come back to the table with a little bit of money. It could be $10,000, 15, 20, 40. It really depends on the offer. But them knowing that you have some funds set aside to come help and meet them in the middle might be a way to get your offer accepted. Number 6, are you flexible with possession? Some sellers want to close ASAP, less than 30 days if they can. And then there are some sellers that actually might need a rent back for 30 to 60 days. If you're a little flexible about when you get possession from the seller, that also could help tailor your offer. Sometimes with a competitive offer, it's not just about the price. It's about the combination of the things that you're offering to the seller. They may not pick the highest priced offer if you give them the rent back or you have some earnest money being released to them immediately. So these are all good things to talk to your agent about. And you don't necessarily have to do all of these things when you write a competitive offer. You can pick and choose because every offer is its own individual situation and it needs to be looked at that way. Make sure you're working with a good agent that can help walk you through these scenarios and help you understand what you're doing and what risks you have. Sometimes the risk is worth the reward. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to talk you through all of this. If you found this helpful, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button and check back every Wednesday for new content and stick around for another video.